Okay, so Flynn, bringing you up here onto the stage here. So we are now doing a transition nation. We talk about building the airplane as you fly. And when Keith and Nicole started this show back in March, we did 55 minutes. And then Nicole and Keith made some changes. Marty joined the show and we nudged it up to about 75 to 90 minutes. Johnny joined the show. We're at 90 minutes. Christina joined the show. We're at 90 minutes. But now the ambition is to get us to 2 hours. So at this point, John's going to go for a break. Marty's going for a break. We're going to lean into the community corner. John's going to get on with his day. Marty's going to get on with his day. So we're saying goodbye right now. And then Keith and Christina are going to get into the community corner, celebrate the LinkedIn Creator Spotlight, some folks on Substack, figure this segment out. Christina's going, holy fuck, figure this out. What do you mean, Bill? Trust me, kid, we're going to figure it out. And then we're going to get into branding and business. We're going to talk about business and branding from the perspective of Keith and Christina. So just like John and Marty, giving you guys knowledge from the gym, the ambition with our segment is to give you guys knowledge from the boardroom, even though we don't go to the boardroom, but business knowledge, branding knowledge, stuff that will help you guys build yourself and build your business. So before we get out of here with John and Marty, John, Marty, quick around the table. What did you take out of today's show, Marty, before we rock and roll, let Johnny get out of here for a quick break? Marty, what's today's show, brother?
Yeah, don't be afraid to transition in your career. If your heart is telling you to do something else or go in another direction, attack it. Don't wait. We're only getting older, and listen to your body. That's what I got for today.
Oh, I like that. That's exactly right. Johnny, what did you take from today's show, brother, before we rock and roll today?
I think the idea that the transition principle, if you're feeling uncomfortable, it's okay. That's how you're supposed to feel. Yes. So don't let that feeling make you backpedal. Lean into it, push into it, because ultimately being uncomfortable and everything you want is on the other side of that feeling. There's a better version of you. There's probably a slightly more wealthy version of you. And wealth is not just money. It's all parts of you. So lean into that feeling of being uncomfortable.
Yeah. If there's anything I've learned from John since hanging out with him is I have leaned into feelings more than ever. I'm reluctant to do something, but then I think what John says, think about the feeling when it's done. And man, if you can get your mindset about thinking about the feeling when it's done, you can really accomplish anything. Because then it's just the mental mindset of going from point A to point B, John. Because you recognize that I'm going to B and I'm at A right now. Okay, I'm going to feel awesome once I get to B. And then you go. And yeah, you're going to fall. You're going to stumble. You're going to hit your head on the ground. You're going to fall a number of times. But when you get up and accomplish B, hey, Johnny, that feeling, there's nothing like it in the world, is there?
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. And we're going to talk with AJ Zeglin tomorrow on mental mindset. Billy Pollitt joining us here as well. So mental mindset is half the journey. Christina, what did you take from the show today before we walk out the boys?
It was just a great show, and I think no one would be surprised that I'm proud today of what happened. There was language that was used on the show that wasn't appreciated, that doesn't align with our values, and it's nothing to say about Oscar. I think that's language that's used quite often in society, and it's going to take time. It's going to take a transition, but the way that you stopped the show and the way that you just called attention to the fact that's not in line with what we're doing and our values makes me really proud to be a part of what we did today.
I appreciate that. And I want to take a quick moment before we say goodbye. I just want to call it, Oscar, if you're tuning in right now, my friend, I wasn't calling you out and putting you on the spot because Christina put it best. We've all used language like that in the past, including myself. It's not language that I use today. And it's not language that I know that Marty doesn't use. It's not language that John uses. It's not language that Christina uses. And Oscar, I know it's not language that you use yourself today as well. I know it's not. I appreciate that we had the conversation, but like I said an hour ago, I could have left it, but that's not the kind of conversation we want to have. We really want to have folks that I feel very safe in this room. So Christina, I'm glad to hear that you feel that way. And I'm proud to be on your team as well. And I'm proud to have you on our team. And we have no judgment on anybody. We offer grace. Because you know what, Oscar? You know what, Marty? You know what, John, Christina? We all make mistakes. But if we're not going to move forward, then we're going to be like everybody else. So what I'm going to offer here in this lab is grace. When you make a mistake, come back to the show. We're going to pick you up. We're going to give you the courage to begin again and support you. Just don't keep making the fucking mistakes over and over and over and over and over and over and over, because then we can't have you back. All right, so we're going to leave it there. John, Marty, go and have an awesome day today, my friends. And Christina, we're going to rock and roll the community corner, and then we're going to wrap up the show with the business and branding. John, Marty, I love you guys. You guys have an awesome day. And Marty, we'll catch you a little later this afternoon, okay?
Sound good. Yep.
Awesome, guys. We'll see you guys later. See you, John.
See you, Marty. See you guys.
All right, get those guys. Christina, you and me were left. How does this work out? How does this work out? Okay, so now it's the community corner segment of the show where we like to celebrate some human beings here. And admittedly, nation, we're figuring this last part of the show here together. So bear with us as we patiently get through it. But right now, as we've been building the show, community is a big part of our show, Christina. Leaning into folks that are on the different platforms where we stream our show. We stream over on YouTube. We stream on LinkedIn. We have content up on Substack. We have content up on X and so forth. And you and I know that this show is nothing without the human beings that tune in, the human beings that engage with us, and the human beings that provide content to our show. So we thought that we can take the second last segment of the show and continue shining the light on others and bringing them into our show. So why don't we take this point, Christina, and shine our big old mornings in the lab light and move it over into LinkedIn? And why don't we go find somebody who I know you've put on the table for us to celebrate here today? Let's do that. How does that sound? Let's do that. Okay, so today we got a creator from Vancouver, British Columbia. He's the founder of AdMRR, a growth engine scientist. Two pretty simple, quick names. Today's Creator Spotlight, who we are going to celebrate, and I'm going to pull it up here onto my screen here, is right there. Today, Mornings in the Lab, Creator Spotlight, coming up, and I got no drum roll from Marty as we figure this out, is, and Christina, I'm going to throw it to you to explain why we are celebrating this fellow. Yeah, exactly. Today's Creator Spotlight is, I'm just getting my new system set up here. Jimmy, we're ready to rock and roll. Today's Creator Spotlight for Mornings in the Lab, Monday, September 30th, is Nick Roche. So Nick is the founder of AdMRR, a growth engine scientist from Vancouver, British Columbia. Christina, why are we celebrating Nick Roche today for Mornings in the Lab?
What I think Nick is doing really interesting is he's using his LinkedIn profile as a distribution channel for other content that he's creating. And what I love about this, if you go, you're seeing all of his videos there.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of video content, and he's obviously been doing a lot of video content before kind of the algorithm change. And if you dive deep, like on the surface, Nick's profile could use some work. Nick, I love you, but it could use some work. However,
Yes.
what is really impressive about Nick's profile is that he's doing things that are anti what everyone would tell you to do with your profile, and it's working. So everyone's going to tell you, you got to be posting XYZ this number of times a day, and the post got to look like this, and you can't link to external sources, and you can't be doing this. And Nick's, I'm just going to do it anyways, and I don't really give a fuck what you think should be the way that we do it. And as long as he's delivering content, which he is, great content, people are responding to him. So it's showing you, and that's been a theme throughout today's show, there's not one path to this. And he's also using it as a distribution channel. If his main and primary platform is YouTube, which I believe it is, he's bringing people over there by way of LinkedIn. So if LinkedIn isn't your vibe and you don't want to spend a ton of time there, great. But it's still an opportunity for you to get other people to and act as a distribution channel to your other platforms. And that's what Nick is showing.
Nick, we're celebrating you, man. Mornings in the Lab, Creator Spotlight. But as Christina said, listen, we love to offer love with jest. Brother, we got to get a profile banner for you, man. We got to do something with your LinkedIn profile page. And you know what? We could help you. Not that we're trying to sell you something. No, we're just throwing it out there that there might be some opportunity for us to help you with your profile. At least you can Christina, at least we can offer him a Mornings in the Lab banner. He can put on his profile page for us. And we can just,
but it is kind of like, it proves the point though, right? Like,
yeah,
he doesn't have all the things that you see from everyone else. He doesn't have this like perfect profile that looks like beautifully curated. And if you look at his follower count, he's obviously got people that are really interested in what he's doing. So it is like the antithesis and like the bit of a middle finger to like what the gurus say you should do. But yes, I think it could be prettier. Could it be prettier? Yes, of course.
So Nick, we're going to invite you to our show, my friend. We're going to invite you in to celebrate a creator. Most importantly, we're going to invite you and help you with your LinkedIn profile. Nick Roche, all joking aside, we are celebrating you here. The Mornings in the Lab Creator Spotlight, the only show where we take awesome human beings on LinkedIn, Substack, Instagram, X, and take a big old morning light and shine it on them and celebrate them. We're about humanity and having some good stuff. Shinku Gold, I don't like LinkedIn. What the hell, man? Come on, hang out with us and we'll get you liking LinkedIn here. That's what we do here.
You're one of many. Also,
you are one of many. Yes.
Talked about that. You're not alone. A lot of people don't like LinkedIn. We talked about this, but dig into LinkedIn a little bit, there's massive opportunity there. And the LinkedIn of old, it's still there, but we need more people that are moving towards the LinkedIn of new, which is not boring, not bullshit, not just I am honored to speak at this event or have this award that I paid for.